Hey, what's going on, my fellow Digidorks? It's your good mate Tro here. The starter decks are finally out, ST15. Hope you guys got yourselves some. I got 2 WarGreymon starter decks, just because I'm a huge WarGreymon simp. You can easily make a really awesome deck just using, just meshing these two together. But I have made a deck that I think is very powerful, and also just want to show the versatility of the Greymon line now, because it is quite huge. Also, sorry to say guys, but the art competition is closed. So the winner will be announced October 30th. So keep an eye out for an upload around then to see who's won. Alright, let's get stuck into this deck list. Engage!
Like a Digimon, Digivolving up into a champion. Searching out my megas, cause I'm breaking hard. Gaining memory, check security. My strategies will make sure you a master of your Digi destiny.
Alright, first up on our deck list, our Digitama. Running 3 copies of Koromon from BT5 still, just like that draw power. When attacking, if he has Greymon Omnimon in his name, draw 1. And then we've got 2 copies of the new Koromon from the starter deck. All turns once per turn. When attack target is switched, this Digimon gets 1000 DP until the end of the turn. Still run 3 over this guy, just because we've got heaps of DP gain from other sources, like our 2 TIE Tamers, our 2 different TIE Tamers. So, onto our level 3s. All Argomons, we have 4 copies of Argomon from BT12. Just fantastic searcher on play. Top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and 1 tame card with Takamine in its name into your hand. And then awesome inheritable as well. All turns gains 1000 DP if he has Greymon or Omnimon in his name. Now, finally, a good reason to run these guys. Argomon X Antibody from BT11. So on play or when Digivolving, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon or X Antibody in its name, and 1 Black Tamer card to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Now that we're running all Black Tamer cards, he's definitely useful. We're going to be running 3 copies of the all-new Argomon from starter deck 15. So starting your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. That's always great. And all turns once per turn in his inheritals. When an attack target is switched, you gain a memory. And then we just got the 1 copy of Argomon, old school guy from BT8. Still just a fantastic searcher, in my opinion. On play, reveal top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon in its name and 1 card with Dragon King in its straight to your hand. Place your main cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. And yes, most of these except... obviously, the Argomon X Antibody can Digivolve over either red or black. So yeah, in the off chance that you do hatch into the red one and you have to play Argomon X Antibody instead of Digivolving it up in the raising area, then yeah, that's just bad luck. But I think that's just about the only bricking that you might encounter in this deck. So, onto our level 4s. We're going to be running 4 copies of the all-new Greymon from starter deck 15. So his security, if he pops out in security, you may play 1 Argomon or 1 Tamer card with Takamine in its name from your hand, or trash without paying the cost. So that's awesome, and then he's just a blocker, but he's inheritable. All turns once per turn when attack target is switched to gain a memory. Same as the starter deck Argomon, so you can potentially gain a lot of memory on your opponent's turn or on your turn, which is fantastic. Then we're just going to be running 3 copies of Greymon from BT12. When Digivolving, if you don't have a Takamine in play, you can play 1 without paying the cost. Still run 3 of him. I know you can sort of only get his effect off once usually, but there's a lot of Tamer removal these days, so I'm going to run him at 3, and he's inheritable, just gain 1000 DP if he has Greymon in his name, is always good. Now, I'm going to be running 2 copies of this very old school guy. Your turn in his inheritable, while this Digimon has reboot, it gains jamming. I like to have a bit of jamming in security. There are a lot of big Digimon these days, and security can definitely ruin your gameplay in this deck, so have a bit of jamming in there. And then, of course, as always, just the 1 copy of Greymon X Antibody. Can't go wrong with him. When you Digivolve over him, you can reduce the costs by 1 for each of that card's colors. And then, yeah, he's got the old turns. Same as the Argomon X Antibody. You can remove the X Antibody option card to prevent his deletion or return to hand or deck by an effect. So, yeah, onto our level 5s. Now, level 5 lineup's pretty versatile here. We've got just the 2 copies of the new Metal Greymon from starter deck 15. He's a blocker, and also in his security, in his inheritables, he's got security +1. So that's always fantastic. And we're going to be running 2 copies of Metal Greymon from BT12. He's got the raid effect, and then when attack target is switched, you can play a black or red tamer, play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying the cost. Works perfectly into this deck, and also just to give our deck a bit of piercing. Then I'm going to be running, again, old school fella, just Metal Greymon from BT2. He has reboot, and then while this Digimon has reboot, gains security +1. So again, another way just to get out some more sec +1 on the board. We've got plenty of reboot happening in this deck. And then we're going to be running just 2 copies of Metal Greymon X Antibody. Can't go wrong with him, especially because we're rebooting in his inheritable once per turn. Opponent's turn, when this Digimon comes unsuspended, if he has Greymon or Omnimon in his name, trust top card of your opponent's security stack. So yeah, absolutely still busted. But yeah, just wanted to sort of show the versatility of the Greymon line now. We're getting so many different options here. It's getting crazy. All right, onto our level 6s. We're going to be running 3 copies of WarGreymon BT12. Raid, again, there's a lot of when attack target is switched effects in this deck, as you may have noticed, so just Raid fits very well into this deck. And then when Digivolving till the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gets 3000 DP and reboot. All turns once per turn. When attack target is switched, unsuspend this Digimon. So he's fantastic. And then, of course, wouldn't be much of an Ace deck without the WarGreymon Ace in there. 3 of. He's got the hand counter, which, in case you don't know about, just because fairly new effect, is that when your opponent goes to attack with a Digimon, you can Digivolve over one of your level 5s that's currently in play into this guy. And at that time, you can block or, do what you need to if that Digimon was suspended. And that guy was going for security. All turns once per turn with Digimon when a card is removed from the security stack, unsuspend this Digimon. So yeah, you can blast Digivolve from your hand over it when they swing into security and unsuspend that Digimon. Yeah, very versatile guy, and play cost of 6 is absolutely busted. So yes, but can't forget about the Overflow effect. Overflow -4 memory. So when this guy leaves the battle area, basically, you can lose 4 memory. So be careful of that. All right, onto our Tamers. All Takamiyas. We're going to be running 4 copies of Takamiya from BT12. Starting main phase, and on play, one of your Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in his name gets 1000 DP and gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. And your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon or Omnimon in his name, by suspending the Tamer, gain a memory. So he's just way too busted not to have in this deck. And nice, we've got a really decent black memory Tamer here, Takamiya. I mean, just the other one, it wasn't so great. So this one's fantastic. Memory Tamer, and then all turns, when attack target is switched, by suspending this Tamer, draw 1, and one of your Digimon gets 2000 DP at the end of your opponent's turn. Until the end of the turn. So yeah, you can really throw off your opponent's plays there, especially if they go into swing for security, thinking, oh yeah, the blocker's too small, and then you end up blocking. The attack target is switched, you suspend that, he gains the 2000 DP before he hits the blocker, and hopefully makes it bigger than the opposing Digimon. So onto our options. Alright, how's this for a busted card? We've got 3 copies, could easily make it 4, of Trident Arm. Play cost of 6, main, Digivolve 3 of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gains start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks. So basically, you're forcing one of your Digimon to attack into your line of blockers, which you should definitely have set up if you're going to play this card. You definitely want to have a blocker in play. You don't really want to risk them hitting security, unless they have something like retaliation or whatever. You want to try and make that risk of getting it off the board. Or if they do have retaliation and you've got the X antibody option underneath your boy, just remove that to prevent deletion by effect, which what retaliation is. Then we've got 2 copies of X antibody option card. Yes, we just need that, of course, to prevent the deletion and return to hand the deck. And the when attacking, Digivolving into an X antibody is always useful too for our, well, mostly our Metal Grey X's in case we need to use it. It doesn't come off all that much. And the security effect's amazing too. Security, gain of memory, and have this card in his hand. Alright, that's it for the deck list. On to the strategy guide.
Okay, Digibodies, the strategy to this deck is quite simple. You'll at least want to have an Agumon Searcher and a Taikamiya in your opening hand, so we will start off by hatching. Then, Digivolving into Agumon, cost 0 over any Koromon, drawing for Digivolving. We will then Digivolve into Agumon X Antibody, cost 0 over an Agumon, draw for Digivolving. We will then simply play our Agumon Searcher for 3, which allows us to reveal the top 4 cards of our deck. Add 1 Greymon or Omnimon, and 1 Tamer card with Taikamiya in its name. I shall grab the WarGreymon Ace and the Taikamiya. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. Once turn has passed, we will draw for turn, and then we will raise our Agumon X Antibody out to the battle area, and then Digivolve into Greymon, cost 2 from a level 3 with Agumon in name. Draw for Digivolving, and when Digivolving, if you don't have a Tamer with Taikamiya in its name, you may play 1 Tamer card with Taikamiya in its name. I shall play my Memory Tamer Taikamiya. We shall then Digivolve into Greymon X Antibody. Cost 0 over a Greymon. Draw for Digivolving. We will then have a sneaky chip shot with Agumon into their security. Usually, a level 3 wouldn't survive such an attack, so it is deleted. Then we shall slip an X Antibody option card underneath our Greymon X Antibody, and then swing with him, and when attacking, we may Digivolve into an X Antibody for its cost. Draw for Digivolving. During your opponent's turn, if they go to swing into your security, you can then blast Digivolve your Metal Greymon X Antibody into WarGreymon Ace without paying the cost. Draw for Digivolving. Then they check the security, And once per turn, all turns, when a security card is removed from a stack, WarGreymon ACE unsuspends. And because he unsuspended on your opponent's turn, they also trash a card from their security stack. And Greymon's security effect is, I may play an Agumon or a Tamer card with Tycoon unit's name from my hand or trash without paying the cost. I shall play Agumon, which allows me to search another 4 cards, completely whiffing the search. Once turn has passed, we draw for turn. Then we swing with our WarGreymon ACE into security. When a security stack is removed once per turn, we unsuspend him, swing again, and then swing for game. It's as simple as that, Digibronies. Don't forget to like and subscribe.